the highlights first?
I'll show you.
What's going on? We're looking at highlights from today? That's pretty cool.
Welcome to the Les Hrebesky After Hours Show, brought to you by Uncommon Fit.
It's official.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. We're live.
Hello and welcome to the Les Hrebesky Memorial After Hours Show. I'm Connor Wilson, joined by Steven Stamp. He's been announcing a ton of games. We're going to do a quick little recap of the day, go through a couple games you definitely want to check out because there were some fantastic contests today. We know a lot more about who's headed where.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about tomorrow. Bring on a couple guests, get their perspective. Try to shed a little light so you don't have to watch all 16 games. Might be a little bit too much time, so we're going to give you a bunch that you really got to check out. So, Stamper, what are your 4 games of the day today? I mean, great ones.
A lot of great games. We're going to go with the computer here because I've called 16 games so far. And
Keeping them
you
straight
said,
is
what are the
difficult.
4? And I'm like, I gotta keep straight. But second game of the day, game 18, the Turku Titans and the Bundeswehr team, a 4-2 win for the Titans. Oh, we weren't supposed to give away the score.
That's all right.
Go back and watch it. But it was a very good game, very hotly contested, tight battle, and just some tremendous lacrosse in a very difficult group.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of talent out there. Both of those groups are heavy with national team players. No goals in the first half, and then kind of an explosion. Bundeswehr took a lead. Turku came back. It was a really fun game. I got to work the door in that one, and I mean, it was just back and forth, physical, and they got after it. So definitely check that game out.
It really took Turku a while to get going, too. Like, they just had a slow start. And you know what? A lot of the teams do. I mean, Mega Men in the morning, even against Istanbul Sultans, really got off to a slow start. I was calling the game, and I heard them yell, "Wake up!" One of the guys during the game as they were trying to get going. It's tough when you've played the day before a game or two, and then you're playing the 8:40 game. It's challenging.
The early morning games, we were thankful to win today, so we didn't have to play an 8:40
Right.
game tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. What's the next game you got as a top one?
We're gonna skip one and go ahead to game 23. Your game, the Hong Kong versus the Lunar Bruins, the Moon Bears.
That was a lot of fun.
And that was a fun game, and I'll tell you, the thing that everyone who's seeing Hong Kong is saying is these guys can play lacrosse. They're learning some of the intricacies of box lacrosse.
No question.
But they can absolutely play. They just look like lacrosse players running around the floor.
And the amazing thing, I've watched them playing in E-Box, and to watch the transition that they have made from E-Box to the end of E-Box, the beginning of the AHM to today, I mean, they're just learning, getting better. You got a great group of kids. They listen to their coaches. They play hard.
Downing in his group coaching, doing some terrific work.
Yeah, Scott is just a great job. Scott Brown is doing a great job with not only the field team but also this box team, and just that whole national program is really on the rise. So it was a fun game to play those guys. Both teams gave it their all. It was a close game, a 1-goal game, last second goal. Yeah, you probably want to watch that one.
Yeah. Malasice and Chocolax is another game. Malasice, their second game of the day. They go up against the Swiss team, Chocolax. Another 1-goal game in the play-in. And Malasice, the gold division against the silver division, it can be challenging. The Chocolax won their division and came out and really gave it a go.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, just really competitive, little ketchup and mustard, red and yellow.
Yeah.
And those guys get after it. Anytime 2 European teams play, it's often pretty even, and it's super intense.
Yeah. Our game of the day, there's no question. Now, we're going to talk about what happened at the end of this game. It was exciting. So don't listen to this bit. If you haven't seen the game and you want to go check it out, just go watch it and then come back and watch this. But we are going to talk about it because it was unbelievable. Malasice and Bratislava Bats playing in game 22, and it was 4-3. With not much time, it was 4-2, and then Bats start coming back 4-3 in the final seconds. The Bats get a goal with 5 seconds to play to tie it up, and I actually said on the broadcast, well, we're going to go to another shootout, and unless something spectacular happens, something spectacular happened. Dean Casey with a little one-hand toe drag around a couple of defenders, goes through and scores with, I'm thinking about 1/10 of a second left, and I watched it live, and I thought that the refs nailed the call, that it was in just before the buzzer, before the timer went to 0. And watching the replay, I think they got it. And what an exciting finish, Dean Casey! Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, that was it was an unreal finish. I was there watching with Roddy Humphreys from Nova Scotia, and the two of us were just laughing. I mean, it was just a fantastic kind of set where you got goals popping in, popping out. Oh, this is going to go to shootout. Nope, it's not. I mean, it was a lot of fun. So definitely a game you want to go back. Very intense and a good rivalry game for those guys.
And now we're going to move on to some other things. So come back to us and listen in. But if you turned the sound off, so you didn't have the spoiler. How do you know? Come back. Come back.
We're going to bring Brian Whitmer up.
Yeah.
The Glasgow Clydesiders. Yeah. He's our player of the day, and it's been a lot of fun to watch Brian play. Not only is he a really good defender, really good offensive guy, this week he's taking draws. He's taking draws for the Clyde.
And he's doing a pretty good job. Gotten better.
Yeah,
you're in,
young
man.
Yeah, you're in. You're in. Now
He's a transition game.
Yeah, he's grown his hair back out. He's probably gonna cut it again.
1 year old.
1 year old. 1 year old.
There, yeah, I've shaved it exactly a year ago here. Made a bunch of money for a great fundraiser called St. Baldrick's. But yeah, 1 year old. We're gonna every other year, so we'll shave. I'm going to Hawaii for a little while, so we'll shave her next.
Blonde.
So how long is it going to be another year from now? This is 1 year of growth. So it's going to be there'll be some hair.
We'll get down.
There'll be some hair.
Not as bad as it was, but it'll get down there.
I was going to say bad. I was going to say not as long as it was.
It was bad.
Okay.
So you guys had a pretty successful day today, getting out, winning the games that you need to win, and kind of going forward. I mean, what's your kind of take so far on how you guys are doing, and what are you guys looking to accomplish this year?
So yeah, we went 2-0 on the day. We won the Brexit Bowl, beat Ireland, beat the London Knights, officially the UK's best club lacrosse team, box-lacrosse. And then we got New Scotland tomorrow. We got Glasgow versus Nova Scotia tomorrow. It's always been a good game. Bang bodies and pick up the ball. It's not rocket science. It's just whoever wants to come here and work hardest. And man, when you fly around the world, you want to come here and work hard.
Yeah, that's a big question. How do you find the guys on your team each year, and how have you kind of built the Clyde up into what it is from what it was?
It's a culture change. We still like to have ourselves a good time. You can have a good time. It's just finding guys who care more about what happens, beneath your feet than what happens at the disco. I'm just as guilty as the rest of them, but hey, I want to win this thing. Yeah.
No question about it. I mean, you've always brought over good guys, but they really do seem to embrace what is going on here during the week in Radotín, and a lot of them even before at E-Box. What does this place mean to you? I mean, growing up upstate New York, a real lacrosse hotbed, but you came over here and you clearly fell in love with the Czech Republic, with Radotín, with what's going on here. I mean, what is the draw for you?
Yeah, I fell in love over here. Yeah, so I've been living here for 8 months now, and just, I love it here. It's man, the whole world can take a page out of Radotín's book. It's just it doesn't matter what you look like, what you sound like, who your friends are. This town specifically, and just the greater lacrosse community, it's very welcoming, and I feel like I can have a bigger impact in maybe not on this floor, but in floors that don't exist yet, in towns that don't exist yet. I feel it's a very valued time. I don't make anything. I don't make $1. I am broke, but my time's well spent, and I really enjoy living over here. And it's nobody flies in. Not 24 teams from around the world don't fly in for nothing.
Yep. No, that's absolutely true, and I think that's what draws a lot of people back. And you're not necessarily the first person who's come and played here and said, I think I'm going to live a couple of months, years, whatever it is.
5 years they got residency. Yeah, they can't kick me out until 2024. Yeah.
There you go.
Excellent. So you got a little bit of a leash here, which is excellent. Excellent. Any games for you tomorrow personally? Like, what's your kind of matchup, and what are you guys looking to accomplish? Obviously, win the game, but what's kind of the approach?
There's a bunch of good games tomorrow, but I really think that probably one of the more two fun games to watch would be LCC Alberta. All the quarterfinal games are great. I think the Tel Aviv Pioneer Ball, you're gonna see. So that's the most heated game.
Yeah.
And on the flip side of that coin, I think
got a little history.
Yeah, it's got some history. Got some history. And on the flip side of that coin, you got two teams that absolutely love each other. You got Nova Scotia Privateers and my Glasgow Clydesiders, the Glasgow Clydesiders, our Glasgow Clydesiders. And we absolutely love each other, but that's going to be an absolute war tomorrow on the floor. We've come out on top the past two, but it doesn't mean anything. This year is 2019, not 17 or 18. So, yeah, we got our work cut out for us.
That's the truth. Well, hey, best of luck with you. Thanks for coming on, sharing a little insight into what's going on over here. And you're like a full-timer, so.
Full-time.
Full-timer, absolutely.
Full-time all the time.
We do have another guest. We're going to get Jamie Plunkett on here with us. Jamie got to join Stamper today in the booth, and we heard you did an excellent job. I wasn't up there, but Stamper said you got the color skills.
He was good. Wasn't much coming out of him for the first minute and a half or so because I forgot to turn his mic up. But after that, everything was great.
The classic. We'll test you out here with the volume down, see how you do.
Just make sure. See if we need the 7-second delay.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was a lot of fun up there. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
I hope to be up there a couple more times tomorrow and on Saturday for the last day.
Oh, absolutely. And you were around. You got in today, a little bit later, but you saw a lot of games today. Anything stick out to you? Like, was there just a game that was kind of your personal favorite of the day?
I don't know if I had a personal favorite. I watched a lot of lacrosse, but the parity throughout. I was looking at the scoreboard, and I didn't see anything other than maybe one or two where they were very lopsided and which, coming back from 10 years ago, the first 2 days would be pretty much all lopsided games. Then you get on a little further, they get a little more competitive. But we're pretty much competitive right out of the gate now, and it's been fantastic for the growth within Europe, and now even with Hong Kong coming over and doing really well right away, which is amazing. Because I was talking to some of the guys, Jordan Westpratt, and he said basically their rank that they have is probably half of this size, which this is half of a normal size. So, they've done really well, and really looking forward to a lot of things that they're going to do at the Worlds and also in Asia with some other teams coming up.
Yeah, no question. That's a big growth area, and I think there's a lot of potential. I mean, the Hong Kong guys have seemed like they're loving this. Like, they're really enjoying the box experience and playing here, and it's amazing that they get to do it here. I mean, this is really – if you're looking for short games and lots of them, like, this is the place to do it.
Yeah. With them coming over from E-Box, so they played a lot of lacrosse in 10 days or whatever it is, and that's what they got to do. I mean, there's not a lot of competition for them over there, so they're doing what needs to be done, and it's fantastic.
They're trying to find some things. I know I talked to Scott Downey. He was saying they're looking for opportunities. Apparently, there's a tournament in Taiwan sometime during the summer. I had no idea about that. You look pretty surprised too, but they're looking for the opportunities and that kind of thing. Let's build it in Asia, right?
Yeah. No, let's go there.
Yeah, I'd go.
It's next. It's next. That's awesome. So what does this tournament kind of mean to you? You've been coming here for a long time, and we just talked to Brian, who's living here. You have also moved over to the Czech Republic in the past and spent some time playing hockey, playing lacrosse. I mean, what is it about this place that keeps drawing you back and that's so special?
The fans' hate for me. Would that do it? I mean, I mean, I didn't get back home too many anti-Jamie Plunkett chants.
I tried to start a few.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I love that. It's a lot of fun, and that's sort of what I thrive on and need off of it. But no, So I came over. I think 2003-ish was the first time I came over for a memorial. Maybe 2004, but around there, and. I played with Yuzhny Miesto in my first one, and then we sent myself and a couple other guys from Canada. We sent our own teams, and sort of been coming almost straight for that time. And after living in Czech, I also lived in Berlin, so it has made it a lot easier coming down for a lot of those years. But
quick 4-hour train ride, right?
Yeah, exactly. So not bad at all. But no, and coming here, playing outdoors. Which sometimes is amazing and sometimes it's horrible, depending on the weather. But most of the times it's awesome. I mean, today is 25, 30 degrees.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I mean, it's perfect.
80 degrees.
Yeah. So sorry.
Right?
Sorry.
Take anybody out.
No. Yeah. And just sort of the atmosphere around the rink. With the clubhouse right there, everyone's eating their food. You have the barbecue there, and everything's all in one spot. And that's sort of what you don't really get with the field tournaments. So that's why this box tournament's just fantastic. Everything's centralized. Everything's right here. You don't have to go anywhere. If you want to watch any games, it's the game that you have one option, and usually it's a fantastic game.
And that's the amazing thing too. I mean, the percentage of players who stick around and watch games all day is incredible. Lower players are doing it to learn. Higher players are doing it just to hang out and have fun and meet new people and give a stick to a kid. And
or get back together with old friends. I mean, this is my second memorial.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as many as you've had, but the same thing, right? You see people at these tournaments all around the world at the last night, all kinds of different things, and then you come back here and it's just everyone coming together and everyone's so happy to see everyone.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I'm sure you have those little kids coming around and being like, hey, Stamper, hey, welcome back. Hey, great to be here. And you have everyone mostly cheering you on.
Jamie Plunkett.
But yeah, no.
We played the Wolves, right? And getting cheered against here is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
I
Yes.
agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
It motivates you. It makes the games enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because they're not mean-spirited. Nobody's throwing a battery at you.
No.
But
Right.
they are going hard for the home side.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
give them the idea.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely when you're playing a Radotín team with either the Wolves or the Custodians, it's, you know who the crowd wants to win. And,
Yes.
and usually after the guys are having a couple pops in the crowd, they get some of the players involved too, getting in on those chants too. So it's a lot of fun. And once those quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, it gets pretty rocking in here.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to play in.
Just
playing
builds
in,
and builds,
yeah,
right?
playing in about 3 finals myself, it's so much fun.
How many did you win?
Either 2 or I believe 2 for sure. One with Love You to Death, one with Mega Men, and I think that was it. Yeah.
Nice.
2 more than myself.
Love you to death reference. Love that.
Yes.
Scotty Comer.
Yeah. Shout out to Scotty. Love to have you come back again. Yeah. No.
Scotty had a pretty good year in the Arena Lacrosse League this year.
Yeah.
He's a veteran. For sure. He is a music producer and a bit of a rock star, power punk pop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he's not your typical lacrosse player.
No.
That's for sure. I mean, if you want to see someone with Thomas the Train tattoo on his arm, then he's your guy.
He's your guy.
But yes.
He is your guy. No question about it. We've got a great lineup of games tomorrow. Again, like you said, quarterfinals, kind of early afternoon, and then we start getting into the semifinals at night, and those games are going to be intense. Great games.
Just look how high the quality is of the teams in the quarterfinals. Some of the teams we talked about earlier that didn't make the quarterfinals are very good teams because the groups were so tough with the seeding, with the 12 teams in the gold groups. And then you've got 8 terrific quarterfinal opponents. I don't know that any of those quarterfinals are really easy to pick. We're going to talk a bit more about them, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you got? Like, who are you kind of looking for to advance? Do you have 4 teams that you think could pull out wins?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard. You look at all of them. I mean, Nova Scotia and Glasgow. You got to think Nova Scotia had such a terrific run last year, getting to the final, but Glasgow is looking so solid, responding
and they
to
had a
anything
terrific run
that's
2
thrown
years
at them.
ago where they got to
did,
the final,
right?
Yeah.
To me, though, the game of the day tomorrow has to be the Ladner Pioneers back in the Hrebesky after a few years of absence against Gold Star Tel Aviv. You mentioned some history there. That's going to be a battle, a bit of a grudge match. But more than that, it's 2 great lacrosse teams. And I think
former champions
2
as
former
well.
champions. I think the big thing, the defending champions Gold Star Tel Aviv are back, and they're very similar to the guys they had before. More change with the Pioneers, obviously, over the years. But the Pioneers, the question for me was, how quickly would they come together as a team? And I was talking to Dan Lewis, their goaltender, today, and I said, that was, to me, the question. When we foresaw this matchup in the quarters, would you have come together as a team, be able to match what Gold Star does? And he said, we picked our team the way we did for a reason.
Yeah.
They are looking very good.
They've
They
come
didn't give
together
up a
quickly,
goal.
and they've looked really good
Yeah,
today.
and the Pioneers didn't give up a goal until 3 minutes from the end of their 3rd game today.
Not bad.
Yeah.
No. So that's a game you definitely want to check out.
Yes.
But I would say watch all the quarters.
Yes.
Watch all the semis tomorrow.
Yes.
They are going to be good.
Yeah, they're going to be great.
No question about
6 excellent games of lacrosse, plus a whole field of other games that are going to be really fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
No, there won't be a bad game tomorrow. Everyone's sort of right at themselves. So we got those quarterfinals, and you sort of have the lower bracket quarterfinals all amongst themselves. So it's just going to be fantastic, equal lacrosse throughout the day. And I think we might have a couple upsets on our hands. Whether you can call them upsets, even with the quarterfinals, they're all pretty even. I don't know.
You calling one? You calling an upset?
Oh, I don't know.
What's an upset?
You know what? I'm going Mega Men. Being a former Mega Man, I'm calling Mega Men.
All right.
You know,
I can see it.
I'm having them run the table.
They're
They've been
looking
playing well.
good. They're looking good.
I know their one
absolutely.
concern is they don't have a ton of runners, about 14, 15
Yeah,
runners.
yeah, they're a little
And
light.
As the game, in the longer games, that could be an issue. But the quarterfinals, not an issue. We still got the 2 15-minute halves running time. So that could be one for sure.
Yeah, the short game will definitely play into their favor, having the
And again,
having
is
the
that an
small
upset?
bench. Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's
Sorry,
a fun
yeah.
parody question,
Yeah.
right? Are there any upsets?
Yeah. And off the top of my head, I can't think of one right now.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, if that's not a compelling reason to watch every game tomorrow, I don't know what is. We will be back with another After Hours show tomorrow. New guests, new games to talk about, top 4 of the day. It's all coming back at you. So make sure you tune in. I'm Connor Wilson, Steven Stamp, Jamie Plunkett. Thanks for watching the After Hours show, brought to you by Uncommon Fit.